How do I hire a Pinterest VA? I have recently come across some content about hiring a Pinterest VA and what this entails. And overall, that piece of content was really negative towards the hiring of a Pinterest VA for bloggers specifically. So if you're not a blogger, that's okay. Maybe you're an e-com shop owner or service provider of some sort, or you are a blogger. I don't usually call bloggers, I call them content creators. But I wanted to talk about what it actually takes to hire a Pinterest VA, what they should know. So if you're interested in what it takes to hire a Pinterest VA and all of the things that should come along with that, then stick around because that's what this video is all about. If you're new here, hey, I'm Heather Farris. I run a Pinterest marketing agency, i.e. I am a Pinterest VA, and I've been doing that for 4.5 years, and I got started really by accident. I started as a blogger myself. I had used the platform for 6 years prior to becoming a Pinterest VA, so I had used it from the consumer side almost every single day and understood the ins and outs and how a consumer would use this platform. With that knowledge and with how slow it was taking my blog to actually monetize, I took what I knew and offered it as a service to a friend. Her name is Monica Froese. You may have heard of her. She owns and operates redefiningmom.com and monicafroese.com. She also has a new podcast out, and I think it's called the Empowered Business Lab. I'll put all the links in the description. Anyways, I got my start because of Monica. So thanks to her, I actually have a business and it's thriving almost 5 years later. So that's how I got my start. So that's why I feel like I'm qualified to tell you what you should be looking at and the things that you should ask when it comes to hiring someone to manage your Pinterest account. Now, I completely understand I may not be the right fit for you. And if I'm not the right fit for you, that's okay. Please take what I teach you and go find someone else. Totally fine. What is a Pinterest VA versus a Pinterest strategist? This is a question I get sometimes. Not a lot, but I have gotten it, so I think I should cover it. A virtual assistant is someone that typically helps in the business on tasks. They are given tasks, they do the tasks, and they go on about their day. A strategist is actually someone who comes up with the entire strategy and implements it and then tweaks and reports and continues to refine. So, henceforth, going forward, Pinterest VA in this video is going to be known as a strategist, because I feel like if you want to get the most bang for your buck and actually hiring someone to manage your Pinterest account, they should be able to come up with the strategy, analyze the data, implement, and then tweak going forward. I think those are key vital things that they should be able to do. What should a strategist or a VA know how to do? They need to know how to do keyword research, and not just like going to the platform and typing in keywords and just pulling a couple of things. They need to know how to do keyword research based on your brand. And this is gonna come into relevancy a couple of different times throughout this video. Bonus points if the VA understands user intent and how that plays out through your brand. If they know how to find keywords and create Pinterest images related to your content within that customer journey map, then that's even better because they can get more strategic with how they deliver your content on the platform. They need to know how to understand and read analytics. This is vital. If you're not relying on the data, then you're throwing your money in the garbage. I do not know how many times I've had people tell me they don't care to see the data, I don't care what it says, I don't want to look at it, it stresses me out. If you're going to hire something out in your business, you really should understand the data, and you need to rely on it to make sure that you're getting your ROI back. They need to understand Pinterest trends and not just how to use the trends tool. They need to understand Pinterest trends as it relates to your brand. Now, they may not be very familiar with your brand when you get started, and that's okay, but they should be able to walk you through during the onboarding process and interview you, get to know your brand, your customers, their journey, and then map your content to trends throughout the year. They need to understand how the Pinterest algorithm works and the algorithm changes that come down the pipe and when those happen. Big algorithm shifts happen every year, late summer to early fall, and then in January. Huge algorithm changes. The algorithm will shift multiple times throughout the year towards trends that are happening, but the big algorithm changes come in late fall and early winter. They need to know, based on your data, again, this is going back to your data, what Pinterest designs work for your business. Now, when you get started with a VA or a strategist, you may very well be testing brand new designs, or you may be brand new to the platform. That is okay, but over time, they should be able to discern which images are actually working the best for your brand, and then lean in on those. Back to Pinterest trends just slightly, they need to know what content is popular on the platform and when. So this is a platform-wide Pinterest trends kind of thing. They need to know how the platform actually shifts during each trend and how to shift their strategy to match those trends for your brand. Now, you could be a brand. I have a couple of clients like this where they don't actually have any content to fit any of the trends, and that's okay if that actually happens. But they should understand how those trends shift the platform. What can I expect as a business owner? So these are expectations that you need to set for yourself and that the VA should also have in mind when working with someone to manage their account. Two big ones right off of the gate. And these are things I have come across in my own business with clients more times than I would like to admit. One, expectations for time. Pinterest takes 6 to 12 months long term to actually index and grow. You will not see Pinterest growth in 2 to 3 months. If you expect Pinterest growth in 2 to 3 months, do not hire a Pinterest VA to manage your organic marketing strategy. It will just be a waste of your money and time. Now, if you are willing, and this is number 2, to put in the time and the money to actually see that long-term growth, you will probably be pretty pleased as long as your content is on the platform, as long as your audience is on the platform with the growth that you see long term. Don't just expect your VA to come in, throw up some pens, and you'll immediately start getting traffic. Unless you want to you want to run ads, in which case that could even take time to convert. And I'm saying like 30 to 60 day time frame on converting for ads. Expectations should be well set. Time, money, and the both monetary and time investment should be understood before you get into any sort of agreement. Next question you need to ask yourself as a business owner. Is my business in the right place to benefit from a Pinterest strategy? Meaning, do I have enough content to promote organically and see the time frame qualifications for like 6 to 12 months of growth? Alternatively, am I creating content consistently? Your Pinterest VA is going to need new content to promote on a regular basis. This does not mean that you can give her or him a spreadsheet of 50 blog posts and maybe 5 landing pages and say, here, have fun, I'll see you in 3 months. No. You need to be creating content consistently. It doesn't matter what platform you create it on, as long as it's getting repurposed to your website after it's done. So I have had clients create content on Facebook Live, and then we convert those into show notes of sort, put them on the website, and then drive traffic to that. Same with YouTube. Turn your Instagram mini blog posts into more in-depth blog posts and send traffic to Pinterest like that. And then there's all kinds of other strategies, but really you need to be creating content consistently and have a bank of content you can start promoting right away. If you have 10 blog posts, don't hire a Pinterest VA. It's gonna be a waste of their time and yours and your money. What is my ROI? So you need to find out, based on your business, what your ROI is. Is this affiliate sales? Is it product sales of products that you own and you are selling, whether physical or digital in nature? Are you getting ad revenue from display ads? What are the ROI factors for your business, and how are you gonna track that over time? Because in the beginning, when you start working with a Pinterest VA, when they are sending organic traffic, it's going to take quite a bit of time to actually build up a consistent stream of traffic and clicks to your site. And then it's also going to take some time for your site to actually convert people to sales and email list subscribers. It doesn't matter where they come from, whether it's affiliate or ad revenue or whatever. It's gonna take time to build that up, and you need to know what your ROI is and how long you can go with not making an ROI before you need to reevaluate your contract and possibly just not work with a VA at all. You need to understand your own analytics. Now, I was reading a blog post and somebody had written a blog post about hiring a Pinterest VA as a blogger and how it's a big mistake for them and how they don't think bloggers should actually hire Pinterest VAs. And I think you're wrong. The majority of my clients are all bloggers in nature, but they also have digital product funnels that they're promoting. And the whole point of this blog post that I found when I was doing my research was to sell affiliate products. It was an affiliate blog post. So of course they wanted to push people away from hiring a VA so those people would buy their affiliate products. I find that to be very disingenuous and very biased. You need to understand your analytics. This was this guy's big problem with hiring a Pinterest VA. That he never looked at his analytics, I guess. He just expected the VA to report on them for him. Hello, Pinterest is only one traffic source. You have how many other traffic sources coming to your website? You need to be looking at your own analytics and you need to understand them. If you don't know how to look at Pinterest specific analytics, then have your VA set up a custom dashboard inside of your Google Analytics so you can just go to one place and look at all of the information. The last expectation as a business owner that you should have are communication guidelines. If the VA is going to set those, then you need to ask what those are. If you're going to set those, then you need to be really clear in what you expect. Communication guidelines with my agency clients are we talk to our clients once a week via email and we send a once monthly report to them with all of their analytics. And then in between, we communicate via email if they need anything or they have access to a calendar booking link to get on my calendar and talk to me on a video call at any point in time if they need that. You have to know what your communication guidelines are. When will I hear from you? What will you tell me? How are we going to do content planning? All of that stuff. You need to be upfront and honest in what you expect your content or your communication guidelines to be. And if you're going to let them set those, then you need to be really clear on what you want as part of that. This is a two-way street. You can't just say, oh, I'll talk to you in 6 months. Don't do that. Your VA will get very lost and they will get bored and likely their quality of work will decline. What can I expect to pay a Pinterest VA? Now this is where the difference in a VA and a strategist come in. If you're hiring someone in your business that's already a virtual assistant for you to manage your Pinterest account and just put things in your Pinterest queue, that is totally different than hiring a strategist who actually creates, optimizes, and implements your entire strategy. So if you're just hiring a basic VA to actually put things in your queue, that's going to be on the lower end. You can probably pay them a little bit less or just add it on to their current hours. That's going to be up to you to figure out because my company and the service that we provide is a white glove, high touch service. So we actually charge just full transparency. And this is subject to change at any time. So do not watch this video and come to me in 2 years and expect the price to be the same. As of March of 2021, our basic management package, which includes no images, is $650, and this is US dollars. And our package that includes some image creation is $850, and then they kind of go up from there. Now this is only organic. This is not promoted pins. Promoted pins is a much higher touch, higher need service, so those prices are actually higher. So if you were to look at an industry average, it's probably somewhere between $400 to $1,200 a month, depending on the level of service, the need, what you include in the package, all of those things. This is not something to be taken lightly. This is an investment in your business and you will see long-term growth as long as you stick with it and you have a strategy to actually implement. Number 2, in the what are the expectations for payment? You may need to hire a Pinterest pin designer if you are not going to create those images yourself or if there's not someone on your team who can do that. Now the average pricing for Pinterest image creation, I believe, because I charge by package, is $5 per pin if you just hire people off the internet. Now, if you hire someone with a package like my company, where we can actually package together a group of URLs for you, we usually start with 15 URLs, and then we also have a package for 30 URLs. That's a standard set price, and I don't recall the price offhand right now for that. particular service, so I don't want to quote that and then be wrong. Make sure you ask that when you are hiring a strategist if they can include Pinterest image creation in your package, or if that's something you're going to need to hire. The next thing that you should pay for is your Tailwind account. Now, it starts at $14.99 a month, and I think it's $119.98 if you pay for the year. Now, if you use my code down in the description of this video, you actually get a free month, I think. So it's actually like just about $100 if you use my code. So the next thing that you're gonna need to pay for is some sort of graphic design software, whether it's Canva, which is $12.99 a month, or if it's PicMonkey, whatever it is. If you are gonna have someone actually designing Pinterest images for you, you're gonna need a Canva account, preferably a pro account. And that's what the $12.99 per month will get you, is a pro account. You get access to all the stock photos, all the elements, all the templates, everything, organization. So it's really worth it. Most everyone probably watching this video already has a Canva account, but that's something else that you should be expected to pay for. This is the last section of this video. How do I actually go about hiring a Pinterest VA? Now, some of the sections in this particular topic I'm going to only include in the blog post because this video would just be too long. Tip number one is to put together the expectations and what you want your VA or strategist to do. Do they just need to add pins, create Pinterest images and add pins to your Tailwind queue? Or do you want them to actually be strategic and come up with a strategy, do all the keyword research, do all the analytics, all of the above? Do you need them to be a VA or a strategist? And I need you to write down all of those expectations and what you want them to do. The next thing is really, you should already have done, but if you don't, I have something that you can use for this. But you should already have a content system in place. That way, when your VA actually plugs into your business, they have content to promote right away and they can get started. Now, I created and I sell a Pinterest system for $27 that you can quickly purchase. I walk you through the entire training of how to use this system. It includes your content hub, how to read and analyze and store your analytics long term. There's a Tailwind scheduling system in there. There's literally a system for all 5 pillars of your Pinterest strategy. So if you were to just hire a VA and not a strategist, either one of them can use this system, but it's going to be really vital for whoever plugs into your business to promote for Pinterest that you have this content in order and ready to go. Number 3 is, the third tip is to ask for referrals for a VA. If you're not sure about who to ask, you can always ask me. Even if you don't want to hire my company, I do know a lot of Pinterest VAs or Pinterest strategists that you can hire in your business. I've personally trained half a dozen VAs and sent them out into the world, and they are servicing accounts in many different niches. So if you don't want to hire my agency to work with your team, then I would be more than happy to give you a referral. But you should also ask your biz besties who they use for a Pinterest VA or who they've used in the past, because referrals are going to have a higher level. They're going to come with a higher level of like certainty that it'll work out for you. At the very least, you can schedule a consult, you can have a conversation, and from there you can decide whether you want to interview them or not. The last thing that we're going to talk about in this video is interviewing and onboarding. And most of this topic's actually going to be in the blog posts. So make sure you visit the description if you want to see all of that information as well. But the last piece of this is to actually start interviewing your potential Pinterest virtual assistant or strategist. That way you can get a feel of the work that they've done. You can ask for data or testimonials, and you can make sure that they're a right fit for your business, not only for personality, but I do encourage you to go out and make sure that they are a human that you align your business with. If you don't have some sort of like agreement and fundamental connection on some things, then they may not be able to market your business as well as you can. So check them out online. Take a look at their social profiles. DM them and ask them how they're doing, and ask them if they would be willing to get on an interview with you, or email them, whatever your communication preference is. But make sure that you guys are going to be a good fit because I have worked with clients that were not a good fit in the past, and I've let them go because they just weren't a good fit. I didn't feel like I could effectively market their business. So you want to make sure you hire someone who's actually going to market your business like you would. They need to be able to write Pinterest descriptions and create Pinterest images in your business like you would. You want to ask for metrics of some sort. Maybe you don't ask for metrics. Maybe you ask for testimonials. You want to ask them about the failures and that they've experienced in their business and how they've come back from that. I know that's always like a really awkward interview question, but all of the rest of the interview questions are actually in the blog post. So I encourage you to go and take a look at my blog post to see what interview questions you should ask. That way you get the most out of the interview and you can get a really good feel for the person on the other end of that Zoom call. Okay, onboarding expectations is the last one. I'm going to give you my onboarding expectations and you can ask if this is similar for them. Onboarding month 1, very little pins actually go out. Probably 2 weeks worth of content is actually being promoted during that time frame by our agency for the client, and that's because the first week to 2 weeks almost is a lot of back and forth, which I have streamlined a ton over the years. So we have our kickoff call. They fill out their onboarding form, and then typically if they've done all their homework, then I can plug right into their business and start promoting content right away. But if they don't have a profile or it's an utter disaster, then month 1 is usually focused on optimizing and making sure that all the pieces are in place for SEO before we start promoting, because it's really a waste of our time to promote content if the profile is not optimized. Month 2, we're in a flow by month 2, and month 3, we're already seeing results for our clients. So you can ask your interviewee if they have a similar system in place. So make sure you check out the blog post down below, and I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, if you need some Pinterest marketing tips, head on over to the Pinterest marketing playlist, and we will see you next time.